Hi, this is Brandon from Watches on You. Today we're taking a look at the Tag Heuer Formula 1 Quartz Chronograph Aston Martin Racing Special Edition. So first I'd like to remind you that we're here at Hudson Jewelers in Minneapolis, Minnesota taking a look at this piece. And they're an authorized retailer of Tag Heuer and many other premium luxury watch brands. I'd also like to remind you that we will be leaving a link in the description to our channel store where we list our favorite watches and watch accessories. I highly encourage you to check that out as we do earn a small commission on that and it really does support the channel. So now, without further ado, let's start the rest of this review. So as I said, this is the Tag Heuer Formula 1 Quartz Chronograph Aston Martin Racing Special Edition. Now, this is a slightly different color scheme and strap than the traditional Aston Martin Quartz, or the traditional Tag Heuer Formula 1 Quartz Chronograph. It's much more masculine in its color scheme. It's a lot darker, and the overall color scheme is the same as that seen on Aston Martin race cars, as well as the new Aston Martin Vantage. You'll see the Aston Martin Vantage press car, and it has the exact same spec as this watch with the dark grays and that beautiful lime green. That lime green gives this watch a whole new look. It looks very sporty, and I really do enjoy the dial of this watch. You see the second graduations are in that lime green, and the lume is actually that dark gray, and I think that looks very, very cool. It does truly look like the interior of an Aston Martin, and I think that's a really cool feature that they included. So another thing I like about this watch is, again, that's that beautiful strap. So it has a different leather strap than the traditional version of this watch. It has this kind of cool inlaid design here, as well as the nice lime green stitching, and that does carry on to the backside as well. The case back of this watch is different than the traditional watch in that it has the Aston Martin logo and it says Aston Martin Racing on it, but the overall functionality is the same. So this watch is a quartz chronograph. So to start the chronograph, what you do is you hit the top pusher here, and it does count by the tenths of seconds. This is a lot easier to do on a quartz movement, so that's one cool feature of a quartz chronograph versus a mechanical one. But to stop, you hit the top pusher again, and then you can reset with the bottom pusher. So that's a very cool feature, and I will run that throughout the rest of this review just so you guys can see that. But again, I really love the subdials and basically the whole design of the dial. I kind of like how the Aston Martin nature of this watch is, it's relatively discreet. You have a relatively small logo, kind of small text on the tachymeter scale here that says Aston Martin, but it's not kind of overbearing. They really kind of put more of the color scheme into it than necessarily Aston Martin branding. But some more technical aspects of this case. So it has a 43 millimeter stainless steel case, and it honestly looks and wears more like a 42 or maybe even a 41. And that's just due to the fact that the dial has a lot going on it, and that kind of makes it seem a little bit smaller, to be honest with you. So I will move on to a wrist shot. So as I said, the 43 millimeter case, it really does wear slightly smaller. I have about a 6.5 inch wrist in circumference, which is average to slightly above average. So keep that in mind as you're taking a look at this review. I think it looks pretty good on my wrist. I can't really see this looking small on anyone's wrist, so that really shouldn't be a concern. This watch retails for $1,650. Now, that is pretty expensive for a quartz chronograph, but you are getting a fairly unique color scheme and design. So if you like this video, please remember to subscribe and share. And also remember to share this channel with your friends on social media, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, anything. We really would appreciate it, and we really want to grow this channel. We have a large selection of watches that we've reviewed and a lot of watches planned for the future. So definitely stay tuned. And also remember to check out our Amazon store and JB Hudson's website. Thanks for watching.